I think the best advice that someone gave me, Wendy, is not be afraid to follow your dreams. I graduated from Harvard, and I had worked at O'Melveny, and then I worked at Hughes, Hubbard, and Reed. So I was on this very traditional Ivy League path, that when you graduate from an Ivy League school, you work at a big firm. But I wasn't happy. And there was a lot of pressure not to leave that firm, because when you graduate from an Ivy, you go to a big firm and you stay and you become a partner, which is wonderful, as we see. But some of us aren't happy in those roles. And so someone told me, you know what, Areva, this is your career. You need to do what makes you happy. So I quit my very cushy job, left my big office and my nice fat paycheck, and I went to work with one other lawyer in a small, I don't even know if it was a firm, there were two of us in a small office, and no paycheck, and I just did what I was happy doing. And so my advice to young lawyers or lawyers in the middle of their career or professional women, wherever you are in your career, don't be afraid to do that which is going to make you happy. May not make your parents that have paid for your law school happy, may not be what all of your colleagues are doing, but you just have to follow your own dream. I started in my career trying a lot of cases, and judges sometime, of course not this lovely judge here, but some judges, I felt were a little tougher on women and treated women differently, and men, you know, had an expectation, I think, that the women that they were practicing with perhaps were like the women in their personal lives. So I can remember early on in my career having to tell a man, you know, I'm not your wife, and I'm not your mama, so get it together. So I just think you have to not be afraid sometimes to let someone know that, you know, there are boundaries and they can't cross those boundaries, and you can be tough as a woman if you need to be tough without being obnoxious. You can assert your opinion and be respected, and I think that's a really important thing I learned in the law, is that when I started my firm, I wanted to be liked, and I think as women we want to be liked, and we're nurturers, and there's a difference between being respected. Men want to be respected, and so I had to learn that being liked and being respected are two different things, and you treat people differently, and they treat you differently when they respect you. They may like you, and they want to go to dinner with you, and they laugh with you, but they don't respect you as a professional. So I think women have to be really careful, particularly when dealing with men, so as not to cross those boundaries where you've become buddies, but they don't respect you intellectually, they don't respect your work as a lawyer. So that's something I always, and I have two daughters, and I constantly talk to them about the difference in terms of being respected and liked.